Hey friend, John here, and if you want to learn some screamin' Stevie Ray Vaughan lead guitar licks, then you clicked on the right video, because today I want to share with you some of his classic phrases that he plays over Superstition. Now, I already posted a lesson. I actually have the Stevie Wonder version, and I have the Stevie Ray Vaughan cover version, lessons where I detail out the chords and the rhythms. But in this video, we're going to talk about soloing. And the solo happens over just this vamp over an E minor 7. So basically what's going on is like this rhythm. And the band is just grooving on that E minor chord. And then Stevie plays licks like this first example here. Now, one of the things that he does continuously throughout this solo is go from playing licks high up the neck, and then in the same lick, he jumps way down low to like the open position. Now, a couple things, I'm tuned down a half step, which just I lowered each string, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat, just down a half step, and that's something that Stevie Ray Vaughan did quite a bit. So I'm playing an E, and I'm playing in the E minor blues scale, but it's actually E flat concert pitch, but just for practical purposes, for guitar language, I'm just calling it E. All right, so this first lick starts out on the 15th fret of the second string. You play that note and then you bend it up a whole step. So you've got the natural and then the bent note, that's, you know, D going up to E, okay? Then you pivot back and forth. This lick here, this is 12 on the first string and then 12 on the second string. And you just go back and forth, first string, second string, first string, second string, okay? And then you do a little bend, a little bluesy bend here. 14 up and down on the third string, then 12, little pull, and then 14 on the fourth string. So then you go back up, okay? And when we go back up, we play, so we're on the 14, then we play 12 on the third string, and then bend 14 on the third string. And then what happens here is he just falls off, and this is where he shifts down to the lower open position and goes. I love this part here. This is the second fret on the third string, open, and then double stops. 2 on the second and third strings, pulling off. And then 2 on the fourth string, pulling off, low E, treble strings. Okay, and that's like, it's like an E minor, just playing those open strings. So all together. One E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 and. Okay, so it starts on the and a 1. 1. Here it is over a little rhythm. So there he's using the E minor blues scale up at the 12th position and then jumping down to the open position. It's the same sort of box, but 12 frets lower. Now, if you really want to learn to master the blues and play licks like this anywhere on the neck, then I want to give you something that's really going to help you out with this. And what it is my blues scale PDF guide. It's going to show you these exact patterns that we're talking about in this video. And you can get it completely for free. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/bluescales, or you can click the first link down below and grab it right away as my gift to you. So from there, let's look at the second lick. And this one uses some double stops, a little lower on the neck. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we've got a classic lick here. I call it the train whistle lick, and what it is the 8th fret on the 2nd string and the 7th fret on the 1st string. And we're gonna give a little bend on that 2nd finger there on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, that note G. It's a blue note. It's what we call the blue third against the note E. And so we're gonna go 1 E and a 2 E and a. That's up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just giving a little strum there with the strum hand. And then we're gonna go up to 12 on the 2nd string and 10 on the 1st string. And then we'll walk down 10 and 9 and then back to 8 and 7. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E, and then again we're gonna slide down to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and then pull off. Again, now we're in that E blues position down here. 2, pull off to 0 on the 3rd string. Same thing on the 4th string. Then low E, then the treble strings. So even just that lick right there with the slide down into the bluesy lick here, it sounds so cool. And this is the thing about Stevie Ray Vaughan, is like every single measure of any one of his solos you could just break down and spend a lifetime working on. So starting here, we're gonna start on that 7th and 8th fret, then we'll slide up, work our way down, and then go down to the open position. All together. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and. So it ends on the and of 2. Here it is with a little rhythm played underneath. All right, let's look at a third lick here. This is gonna use some more double stops back up in that classic 12th fret position for our E blues. Here's what it sounds like. All right, so I'm starting out just sort of mashing my 3rd finger down on the 15th fret of the 2nd and 1st strings. Okay, that's a double stop there. And those are 4ths, you know? This is a classic sound you hear in the blues. Then we're gonna shift down to 12 and 12 on those same strings. So 15 and 15, 12 and 12. Then we'll go to 15 and 15, but this time up 1 string set here. We're gonna play the 3rd string and the 2nd string. Then back up to 12. So it's, now here we have 4ths, but when we go here, that's actually a 3rd, so it's kind of like a, so then we'll do a slide here from 15 to 14 on the 3rd and 2nd strings, double stops, 12, then back up to 14, 12. Okay, so all of that is on those strings 3 and 2 there. So backing up. Okay, then we're gonna go to 14 and 14 on the 4th and 3rd strings now. And it's almost like we're playing a blues lick, but again, harmonizing it, right? So, I mean, you could do this with the blues scale all over, right? Using those double stops. There's so many ideas you can take from this. But coming down, we go 14 and 14. Then we go to just 12 on the 4th string and walk down blues scale. So that's going to the 5th string. 14, 13, 12, 10. Right, so. Then we're we're primarily using a 16th note rhythm. So 1 E and a 2 E and a. Here it is with a little rhythm played underneath. Those are some sweet licks. Now remember, that's all coming out of the E blues scale. You know, so many times I hear guitar players say over the years, oh yeah, you know, it's just the pentatonic, it's just the blues scale. You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan didn't do anything different. He's literally using the same scales that we all have, but it was how he arranged the notes and what choices he made and the rhythms and all of that is what I call building up your vocabulary, and this is really going to help your soloing. So to keep this going, be sure to grab my free blues scale PDF guide. It's going to show you the 5 patterns that I use, just like these scales, to map out the entire fretboard so you can start soloing like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton, B.B. King, and all the greats. Just go to johnmclennan.com/bluescales. It's completely free. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and for more Stevie Ray Vaughan, check out this video next.